So the first thing I wanted to talk about was how I hang my clothes. So hangers are definitely a big game changer when you have the right ones. I personally love the ones from Costco that are the slim velvet hangers. They are the best bang for your buck when it comes to dollars per hanger that you get in the box. And as you can see, it just makes everything hang beautifully. It's all consistent because it's velvet. None of my slippery blouses are falling down. And it just is really visually appealing to look at when you have everything on the same hangers. So due to space, obviously I don't have enough hanging space to have every piece of clothing on a hanger. So I had to improvise a bit and really am just only hanging things that need to be hung. So starting with how I've organized the top here, I have everything sorted by style. And then within each style category, I've organized it by color. So you can see here, starting at the end, I actually have a bunch of my long skirts on a skirt or pant hanger. I just got this one from Walmart. And you can see here that it actually has the capacity to hold 5 skirts. And you can see on some of the hangers, I've actually doubled up and have 2 skirts per clamp. So this is a great way to be able to store multiple pieces and not have it take up a huge silhouette space in the closet. As you can see, it just fits back in here perfectly. And then next to that, I have all of my dresses that hang obviously a bit longer. And the reason for that is because I have the space underneath to accommodate that. So that's why I have all of my sort of summery dresses in here. In my other closet, I keep my more formal dresses. So these are just my casual dresses. Then going into sort of your kind of sweatery cardigans, my blazers, into thinner sweaters, into my t-shirts, then into my more dress shirt and blouses, then into all of my tank tops, and I have these sorted by color, and then a huge chunk of black, and then a huge chunk of white. And then at the end I have another one of these sort of pant skirt hangers, and this is where I hang my shorts that need to be hung, that crease easily if they're folded. So again, same thing. It's a great way to be able to house a lot of pieces and not take up too much space on your hanging rail. So that's sort of an overview of the hanging space. Then I have these pant holders. So this closet was already built in, so I'm not sure of the branding or anything on how this closet was, on who built this closet, sorry. But in here, this bar kind of slides out, which is kind of cool. And I hang some of my commonly reached for sort of jeans and pants on this bar. Below I have my socks and underwear, which is not very exciting, but this bin, however, is from the Container Store. It's this gorgeous shimmery beige. I absolutely love it. I have a few of these throughout my apartment. And then in the next drawer down, not the neatest, but I have these little Ikea bins, and I keep sort of like cami tank tops, bralettes, and stuff in here. Next drawer down is a lot of my Wild Fox jumpers and just sort of loungewear that can be folded, and then more loungewear underneath there. Then going into the bins here. So I kind of had to get a bit crafty with how I was going to use this sort of shelving space area here. So I decided to get these bins from Solutions, which is kind of like a Canadian Container Store. So in here I have all of my pants that can be folded that either are like a colored pant or a trouser or have a print, and I keep those all in this bin here. So it's really easy to grab if I need to, and they're not really the kind of pants that crease by being folded. The next bin has more jeans. I don't even know why I have so many jeans, to be honest. And then in these 2 bins here, I keep all of my summer shorts that can be folded because they're a bit more casual. So those all live in here. And then I have a couple rompers folded in there as well that are like a knit kind of cottony fabric that don't crease, so I don't need to hang them. And then in this bin here, I have a couple of summery kind of beachy dress cover-ups, and then I have more skirts, and these are all of my sort of shorter skirts that can be folded and don't need to be hung. And then in the 2 bins above here are not stuff that I reach for a ton, which is why they're kind of hiding under the hanging space stuff. These are all of my sort of thicker, wintry scarves, which are like exploding in this bin. And then in this side here is where I keep all of my spring and fall scarves that are more lightweight. So they're all nicely folded. I folded them in a way where I can really see everything that's in here for the most part. So you can see how I have some of my silk scarves up on the top, and then I have them all folded in a way that I can see every single scarf, and it's easy for me to just pull out and use if I need to. So this bin is also getting a little full, which is a sign that I shouldn't buy any more scarves. So that just gets tucked in there. Then going into this side here down below, I have a couple of more of these types of bins from Ikea, which I keep a couple of sweaters in, like big chunky sweaters, so that it's kind of overflow, because all my chunky sweaters live in this number, which is also from Ikea, and I just don't have any of the bins in the shelves, so that's why it might look a bit different, but I leave it open. And here are all of my big sort of chunky heavier knits, and a couple of hoodies down here for sort of the fall winter. So I have these folded in this hanging shelf, just because I find that hanging sweaters, A, takes up a ton of room in your closet, and B, it's also not good for the sweater and tends to stretch it out. This little bin here, I keep all of my sort of pantyhose and all that exciting stuff. In this little Ikea number here is where I keep bras and my one cap also lives in here that I just got because I don't really wear caps, but it's a nice little home for it. It prevents it from getting sort of bent or creased, and that's also why I like to keep my bras in here as well, because they have a lot of space, and the cups won't get sort of bent or anything as well. And then underneath here, I actually have 3 of these handy little drawer bins, and these are from Solutions. These are quite pricey. I got them on sale because the brand that does these bins is a fancier brand, so I never would have bought these full price. I'll try and link everything below, of course. But in here I keep lint rollers, a little mini sewing kit. On this side I keep all of my shoe dust bags and like insoles and like blister pads and things like that. I have a lot of shoe dust bags, as you can tell. And then going into this one is where I keep all of my belts. So it's nice that I'm able to kind of slide it out. I can see everything that I have. So I really like these bins because they're quite narrow and they hold a lot because they're quite deep. Beside that is a bin where I keep jewelry that I don't really reach for every day. And then as you can see, I have the sort of space below for all my dresses to hang really ticely. Then in this bin, I just have some sort of extra comfy t-shirts and stuff that are all black in here. And again, this is the shimmery bin from the Container Store. I brought this back with me on a plane from Manhattan, and I'm so glad that they had them at that Container Store because we don't have any here in Toronto. And they're by Umbra, but for some reason I couldn't find them in Canada. And Something Navy has these in her closet, so naturally I had to have them as well. And yeah, I'm really happy with these bins. And then underneath here is another big drawer, and this is where I keep all of my workout gear. So this bin just slides out, and I have sort of all of my like workout leggings and pants, a couple of sort of tops, sports bras, tank tops, all that good stuff. And that just slides into that bin there. Last but not least is all of my shoes. So these are not my boots. Obviously, these are just all of my sort of sneaker, sandal, heels, flats. So basically last year I did a little project where I basically recycled and got rid of all my shoe boxes, and I bought all of these little clear bins from Solutions, Walmart, a combination of a couple places. to house all my shoes in. And for the reason for this is that it's so much easier to store them all because they're all in bins that can stack and are relatively the same size, and visually it just looks so satisfying and appealing to have all my shoes in these clear bins. And then towards the end, I have a ton of Kate Spade shoes that I have kept in the boxes because they are so pretty to look at. So going down the line, I kind of just have them organized by kind of Oxford, like Oxford shoes, not loafers, Oxfords, all my heels, sort of sandals with a heel and a pair of flats, all my sort of flat sandals for the summer, some more heeled sandals. Fun fact is that all 4 of these bins are from H&M. They're the same sandal in 4 different colors. Then I have kind of miscellaneous loafers, flats, some summer sneakers, winter sneakers that are darker, Birkenstocks in a few different colors, my golf shoes, some flip-flops. So that is how I organize all of my shoes. And I just am so happy with how it looks, and it makes it really easy to pack them all up because they fit so compact in boxes. And some of these bins actually house 2 pairs of shoes. So for example, the way that I have my sort of sandals, they can be packed in pairs without sort of ruining the shoe. And then I have my handy dandy little stool down here, which if you guys watched my moving tips video, you will have seen me talk about this. So if I need to, I can just go up and reach to the top. But for the most part, I'm tall enough that I can pretty much grab any of these without needing a stool. Alright guys, that concludes the end of my closet tour and organization tips video. I really hope that you guys found it helpful. Please thumbs the video up if you did. I'm always looking for ways to store my stuff more efficiently, so if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.